Hello, students. I hope you all are well at home and you are enjoying your studies with us. Today, we will start our first chapter of economics for class 9th, and the topic is the story of village Palampur. You will get your worksheet 1 on the school website related to this chapter, and the learning objectives of this chapter are after doing this chapter, the students will be able to differentiate between large farmers and small farmers. You all will get to know that how the farm laborers are getting minimum wages set by the government, and you will be able some ways no to some ways to increase non-farm production activities in the village. So let's begin. As you know that Palampur is an imaginary village which resembles any western UP village, and the main activity of this village is farming. Some other activities are also carried on, such as small scale manufacturing, dairy, transportation, and these production activities needs various types of resources. They may be natural resources, man-made items, human effort, or money. If we talk about the village, it is well connected with neighboring villages and towns. Raiganj is a big village which is 3 kilometers away from Palampur, and all weather road connects the village to Raiganj. All weather road means metalled road which cannot be destroyed by rain, and that's why different types of transportation are visible on the road. It may be bullock carts or it may be motorcycle, jeep, tractors, etc. Now if we discuss about the village. The village has about 450 families which belong to different castes. 80 upper caste families own the majority of land in that village, and so their houses are quite big and they are made of brick and cement. Where the SCs comprise one third of the population who live in one corner of that village in smaller houses which are made of mud and straw. This village has electricity power so that they are able to use tube wells for irrigating their fields. This village has two primary school and one high school for the children's education. There is a primary health center government center which is run by the government, and one private dispensary which is able to treat the sick. Now comes another point, organization of production. Production means to produce things and services of our need. And when we talk about production, the four requirements or four factors of production are very important. They are land, labor, physical capital, and human capital. Physical capital is further divided into two parts. The first one is fixed capital, in which tools, machines, and buildings are included because they are prepared or needed once in a while. The second type of physical capital is raw materials and money in hand. For production activity, we need raw materials. Suppose we are preparing shoes, we will need leather as a raw material, or we will need cloth for textile industry. So it is known as raw material, and money in hand for buying other necessary items. So this is physical capital, and the fourth one is human capital, which is also very important for production activity. So let's begin with the first factor, which is land, and we will discuss it with the reference of this village. Farming in Palampur. As you know that farming is the main production activity of any village of India. 75% of working people are dependent on farming for their livelihood. They are either the independent farmers or the farm laborers. The person who does not have his own land is known as farm laborers because he works on another person's land. Since 1960 in Palampur, there has been no expansion in land area under cultivation. Some wasteland in the village had been converted to cultivable land, but even then the increase in production land is very minimal. Now the question arises, is there any way so that we will be able to grow more crops from the same land. As we know that Palampur is an imaginary village and it is a model village, all land is cultivated in that village. No land is left idle. During the rainy season, farmers grow kharif crops, included jowar and bajra. These crops are also used as fodder for the animals. Then they cultivate potato between October and December. And in the winter season, they grow rabi crops in which they cultivate wheat. And from the wheat produced, they keep enough for their families' consumption use, and then they sell the surplus. It means the extra production of their field to the nearby market of Raiganj. A part of the land area is also devoted to sugar cane, which is harvested once every year, and sugar cane is also sold to traders in Shahpur in its raw form, jaggery. Now we can see how can we increase production. There are two ways. One is multiple cropping. Multiple cropping can be defined as the practice of growing two or more crops in the same piece of land in same growing seasons. And it is possible after modern farming methods. If we use modern farming techniques, or we can include HYV sheets, modern tools in it. Green revolution, pre-green revolution conditions was there. Traditional sheets were used, cow dung was used, but after green revolution, it means post green revolution, we are able to get more crops in the same land because of HYV sheets or better tools. The motive of green revolution after 1960 was to grow more and more crops for the increasing population, and for doing this we use HYV sheets. The farmers use better irrigation facilities, that's why the dams were made, and they irrigate their fields, and then they use chemical fertilizers, pesticides in the farming. And even then they bought farm machinery like tractors and threshers or combine machines, and that's why they were able to get high yields of crops. The next question arises, will the land sustain? As you know that land is a natural resource, so it is not possible to increase the quantity of land, but we can use it carefully, because scientific reports tells us that the modern farming methods are harming our natural resource base. When we use more and more chemical fertilizers, it degrades the quality of our soil, so soil fertility is decreased. Continuous use of groundwater for tube well, it also reduces the water table of our groundwater. So environmentalists gave us a warning to use our natural resources properly. Now in this slide we will come to know how the land distributed between the farmers of Palampur. As we have discussed in the starting that there are two types of people. One who are the owner of more land in that village. So in Palampur, 1/3 of the 450 families are landless. It means 150 families are not able to cultivate their own land. So they work as farm laborers or they do any odd jobs. More than half of the area village is covered by plots that are quite large in size, but those large size plots are owned by 60 families of medium and large farmers. You can understand this with this pie chart. In the first one, cultivated area, green part is shown by small farmers and the blue one is medium and large farmers. And in the second pie chart, number of farmers, blue color shows small farmers, and you can see that 80% of farmers are cultivating only 36% of land, and 20% farmers are cultivating 64% of land in that village. Now the next question arises, who will provide the labor? We have discussed the first factor of production, land. So labor is also a big necessity of production. As you know that farming requires a great deal of hard work. So small farmers along with their families cultivate their own fields because they are not having big plots to cultivate. So their family is enough to cultivate that land. And the landless farmers provide labor on the bigger fields which are owned by medium or large farmers in that village. The next factor of production is capital. Capital means money. And modern farming methods require a great deal of capital as the farmers have to buy HYV sheets which are costlier than the traditional one. They need chemical fertilizers, they need pesticides, they need tractors or tube well facility, and for all these activities they need capital in at a large number. Mostly small farmers have to borrow money from money lenders or the traders, and their rate of interest is also very high. So the small farmers are caught in a debt trap of money lenders, where the large farmers are able to arrange capital from their last crop because their fields are big, so they are able to retain a large part of their saving in the banks. In this slide, you can understand this point as well as what the farmers do with their surplus farm products. Surplus means the extra production of their field. After cultivating their fields, farmers retain a part of the wheat for their families' use and sell the extra wheat in the market. And the large and medium farmers sell the surplus farm products, and a part of earning is saved and kept for buying capital for the next season. So they are able to arrange for the capital for farming from their own saving, but the small farmers have to borrow from money lenders. Now we will talk about non-farm activities of Palampur. So the first important activity of any village is dairy. People feed their buffaloes on various kinds of grass, jowar, bajra, fodder which they grow in rainy season, and then they sold the milk in Raiganj, which is a nearby large village. And Raiganj, from where the milk is transported to far away towns and cities. Some other non-farm activities are also given here, as some people own their small shops, some people prepares things in small scale manufacturing, some people help bigger farmers to transport facilities, and some are engaged in manufacturing goods. Transport sector, which is a fast developing sector, there are varieties of vehicles on the road connecting Palampur to Raiganj. In this, tangas are also there, jeep, tractor, truck drivers, and people driving the traditional bullock cart also. They ferry people and goods from one place to another, and in return they get money for this. Now when we summarize this chapter, we can see that the main production activity of the village is farmer, and the farming practiced has been changed in changing years. So the farmers are allowed to produce more crops from the same amount of land with the help of modern farming methods or multiple cropping. But in raising production, we have put a great stress on our natural resource, land. The new ways of farming need less land but much more of capital. So the medium and large farmers are able to use their own savings, while on the other hand, the small farmers, who constitute about 80% of the total farmers in India, they find it very difficult to obtain capital. And because of the small size of their plots, their production is also not enough. The lack of surplus means that they are unable to obtain capital from their own saving, and then they have to borrow money from the money lenders. Here a chapter map is given for summarizing requirements for production, modern farming methods, and non-farming activities of Palampur. and a revision chart is also provided to summarize the whole chapter. I hope it will be a great help for you all to revise the chapter, and I hope you all have understood this chapter very well. Thank you. Stay safe, stay home.